Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Chris and I'm a medical doctor and PhD candidate in epidemiology. And I'm also helping the healthcare professionals to relocate to another country. And we have our own website, globaljobforyou.info, and we update global healthcare professional vacancy around the world. So if you are planning and to relocate to another country, and if you are searching a vacancy, so please visit to our website, and it is a free access. And today in this video, I'm gonna share you the realistic and practical tips to prepare the Australia RMO campaign for 2027. But you can think it's too early to share and to prepare the Australia RMO campaign, but actually it's not, because Australia RMO campaign, they have a different requirements, they have a different deadline, and they ask a lot of documents, so you need to understand what you have to prepare. So let's get into it. So I think you already know about the Australia states and territory, but let me explain again. And Australia, they have different states like New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, Western Australia, South Australia, Tasmania, and Northern Territories, and Australia Capital Territory. So they have 6 states and 2 territories, but not all states and territory have a centralized IMO campaign. But they have different states and they have different territories. For the IMO campaign, they have their own requirements and the deadline, the applications borders are different. So you need to check eligibility early before applying. You need to check their applications deadline and applications portal when they were opened. But actually it starts on around early May, or for Western Australia is this year they start their campaign on May 26. So they have different applications openings, and they have the different applications that, and before applying, you need to check your eligibility early. So if you have an AMC1 and you already clear OE English text, and so you are eligible for apply registrations. But some candidates, they have they are working in the UK for 12 months, and they are from the blood route. They have a different registrations pathway, so you need to identify which pathway you are eligible for, and which registration pathway which apply. So you are on your professionals or limited or general registrations. You need to identify which pathway or which registrations which apply you are applying it. And prioritize locations wisely. Some states are more IMG friendly, like Western Australia, Queensland, Northern Territory, that compared to the Victorias and New South Wales, something like that. But Western Australia is IMG friendly, but they have very strict eligibility criteria or selections criteria. In this year, they provide the selections criteria. So when I read the selections criteria, they have a very strict selections criteria, and I think not all of you met their selections criteria, so you need to read thoroughly before the applications. And you prepare your documents early, and they provide their Australia medical format CV. They recommend 2 to 4 pages. It's a competency based, so you can prepare before the campaigns. Your CV in advance. They recommend 2 to 4 pages. So it should be competency based, and it is more appropriate. Your CV is structure with structures, not on customizations. It is more appropriate because you don't have a time to customize your CV for each and every campaign. So I suggest you to prepare your CV with structure based. So you will apply all the campaigns. So you need to cover their requirements and their recommendations. If you understand their requirements, so you can prepare your structure-based CV. So it is important. And cover letter is also required for some states. And if I'm not mistaken, I think South Australia, I think they mentions what content or what you have to write in your cover letter. So it's not you can tailor your CV based on the requirements of the each states. And I already mentioned that you have to identify your registrations pathway, and you need to also clear your English test results and prepare for the identity documents like a passport, your birth certificate, your driving license, and your health insurance card, something like that. Especially for Queensland, is they ask you a ton of documents like driving license and insurance card, your birth certificates, and other documents. So and I would like to add to prepare your vaccination card as well. So it takes long to complete all the required documents. So please prepare for it before applying the process. And for the reference, they request you at least 2 to 3. Some states two is enough. Some states they want 3 referees. So prepare for it. And application strategies. For the application strategies, some candidates they limit by themselves. I don't want to apply in the Tasmania. I don't want to apply Northern Territory. But I would suggest you to apply as broadly as possible. Otherwise, you don't have a chances to get higher. Even though Queensland and Western Australia are IMG friendly, but they limit their selection criteria. So if you are not working in UK, or if you are not working in Australia or New Zealand, they limit the selection criteria. Your experience at least 6 months. The country with relevant with their Australia standards are like UK, New Zealand, US, Canada, something like that. If you are not working in those countries, you are not eligible to apply Western Australia, even though Western Australia is very IMG friendly. But if you meet these selection criteria, you don't have chances. So I would suggest you not to limit from your sites to apply. So please apply as broadly as you can. Interview preparations. Most states conduct structures interview, testing, clinical knowledge, ethics, and communications. You need to expect in your interview for the clinical scenarios and ethics and professionals questions and behavior questions. For the clinical scenarios like acute patients management, emergencies, and safe handover, something like that. And for ethics and professional questions, like conflict with your seniors and handling the clinical errors and patient safety. And for the behavior structures, star-based questions, tell us about a time that you managed a difficult patient, something like that. So please prepare before getting the interview offer. And maximizing survival chances. Rural and remote hospital, they have higher chances compared to the metro teaching hospitals. And you need to show your commitment to stay in the long period. You have to mention long-term interest in workings or training in that state. You can highlight your commitments in your cover letter and in your summary of the CV. We provide summary in our CV, so you can mention in your summary like one sentence, and you can expand the idea in your cover letter a little bit. It is a big plus for your chances. And reference matter. So for the reference, some states they require you 2 referees, and some states they require you 3 referees. But here I will provide some important tips. Your referee must be your recent supervisors, at least within 12 months supervision. So it is important. They already mentions their requirements or their selection criteria or their something like that. So before preparing the documents, you have to understand their requirements, their instructions, and their criteria. So it is important. Otherwise, you will miss the chances. And sometimes, please flexible. You have to select the hospital at least 3 priority. But in some states, please flexible. Be open to various rotations and sites at a site. So some states will ask you, your priority hospital is not available. So which hospital would you like to apply? Something like that. And after interview and the offer stage, key documents ready, like for APRA registrations, hospital onboarding, and be responsive. Reply quickly to the hospital emails or their call, and backup plan, and consider for the observer or private hospital job if campaign placement is unsuccessful, and the reapplied next year. Australia applications process is not so easy, and the selections is challenging. So be positive in your job applications. And I already mentioned they have different applications timelines. So here I will highlight a little bit to know or to estimate the timeline for 2027. Queensland's in this year is based on 2025 applications. For Queensland, it start their applications between June 2nd and up to 30 June. For the New South Wales, it's open 15 July 2025, and the early rounds is in 5th May. And Victoria, they don't have a centralized RMO campaigns. You have to apply the individual's vacancy based on their hospital vacancy. For the Tasmania, is open 26 May to 23rd June 2025, and Northern Territory is start from June 2nd and 29th of June. And South Australia is start from June 11 to 2nd July 2025. For Western Australia, it starts on 26th May to 23rd June 2025. So it's most of the earliest campaign is start on May. So before 2026 May, you have to prepare everything ready in your hand, and it will feel less stress when you apply the different RMO campaign. I hope this video will help you to prepare your Australia's RMO campaign process, and see you in my next video.